All right, my name's Sean Clark. Go to UNO. I'm a junior, and my major is professional flight.
I'm Connor Grill, also pro flight sophomore.
I am Ian Long. I'm a sophomore, and my major is multidisciplinary studies with a concentration in aviation.
Rin Cuffer, second year, professional flight.
All right, so the first question we got, what is privilege, and why do you think some people have privilege and others do not? So I would say privilege is just an advantage that other people have just based on traits like their income, like their status, background, or their identity in general.
Yeah, I would agree. I'd say, yeah, privilege is something that seems to, like, the way I understand it, is that it seems more of like a social thing. Like society as a whole kind of decides like what people have privilege or not. Um, and I guess yeah, that's kind of like the reason I think that some people have privilege and some people don't. It's just like how they're classified, I guess.
Yeah, I would agree as well. It's definitely a social construct. I would say it's mainly dependent on social class, financial status, and um, other and physical characteristics, whether that be skin color, physical ability, eye color, hair color, things of that nature.
Yeah, I'd say about the same thing. Privilege, kind of like an unearned advantage from people.
Yeah, it's just like people like it doesn't necessarily make their entire life easy if you have privilege, but it just they have fewer barriers in life than other people might have. All right, so the next question, what are some examples of what people with privilege can do that people with privilege cannot do? So I'd say people with privilege just get a lot more, not, I mean, sometimes a lot more, but just in general, they get more opportunities and some freedoms that other don't. Like they may have better access to schools or feel like safer in public.
Um, I'd say the big thing of like people without privilege or people with privilege compared to people without privilege. I'd say like not so much the avoidance of stereotypes because literally everything on the planet is stereotyped in some way, shape, or form, but um, like how people react or treat, I guess, is kind of what I'm meaning there. Like people with privilege receive different treatment than people without privilege, essentially, is a common thing.
Mhm. I would say that some examples of privilege include, but are not limited to, access to better like forms of aid. Um, Other forms include like um, one example I can think of is somebody getting approved for a loan while another person doesn't.
Um, I I would say privilege is kind of some people. Like some people can. like make a mistake and not be judged for it, while some people without privilege would probably get judged for it more.
Definitely. All right, so the next question here, consider the levels on the Allport scale. How high up in the pyramid have you seen examples in your life? Think about social media as well. Have you been a target on any levels of the pyramid? If so, and how high on the pyramid? So, say in my like own life, I've only really seen examples in the lower levels, like stereotypes, jokes, or rude comments to certain people and groups. I could say I've also seen like avoidance where people distance themselves from somewhere else just because of their status or skin color or something along the lines of that.
I would agree. Yeah, personally, I've only like with my own eyes, I've only seen stuff on like the lower levels. But I mean, factoring in social media, like I'm sure we've all like seen videos of like hate crimes and stuff like that. So that's very like top of the pyramid type stuff. And then for the question, like where, if you've experienced anything, not like off the top of my head. I mean, again, as I said earlier, everybody's like there's stereotypes for everything on the planet. So, you know, good, bad, or neutral, like stereotypes do exist for everything, but I wouldn't say I like experienced anything else on the pyramid really.
In my personal life, I've seen all the way up from discrimination to physical attack. Um, I know with me being a person of color, I know that I've experienced discrimination. I would even say even almost a physical of some sort. I was racial slur uh, multiple times. That though, um, thankfully, so I would just say that those are how high on the pyramid I've seen.
I've also only seen like the lower levels. The main one that I've ever really dealt with is the stereotypes, but also just people speaking over me, that kind of stuff.
Cool, I think that sums it up.